I decided to make this video for my friends who keep asking me how I managed to grow my vegetables in Somerset without getting totally wiped out by slugs, because we've got a huge slug and snail issue here. You know, we've got optimal conditions, it rains a lot, it's wet, you know, and a lot of people just don't like the traditional methods of using slug pellets or killing them. I've tried all kinds of different things, including something we called slug patrol, which was going around every day, every night, several times, just looking under all the leaves, collecting all the slugs and snails rather kindly, putting them in a pot and then taking them somewhere on a slug vacation. But I get the feeling that they knew where they came from and, you know, all just slithered back when we weren't looking. So a couple of years ago, a good friend of mine made a really wonderful suggestion that I'm going to share with you today, and it involves copper tape, which you can get from any good garden centre, or, you know, I got this from eBay, and I used plastic water bottle. And you can get a couple of slug forts against slugs from just one water bottle. So this is the kind of thing we're looking for. It involves chopping up a water bottle and putting the slug repellent copper tape around it. So first of all, you need to chop the end off the bottle. Obviously taking great care with the knife. Just any sharp knife will do. If you haven't got a sharp knife, just pierce a hole in it and then just chop it with scissors. So then you want to go maybe 10 centimeters up the water bottle and then slice it up again, and this depends what kind of plants you're planting or what you're looking for. You know, you can do really big ones. Here's one that I made with a black plastic pot, and I just sliced the bottom off. And you know, this is the sort of thing I might plant courgettes in, or a pumpkin plant, just to get it off to a really good start before the slugs and snails start coming in. Because, you know, I don't want to totally eradicate slugs and snails from my garden. I just want to be able to grow things. You know, I don't even mind sharing with the slugs and snails. What I do really not like is when they just wipe everything out. So anyway, we've got our sliced water bottle, you know, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And then you take your copper tape and just measure around roughly just to see how much you need, and then snip it off. And then you're gonna go maybe 1 or 2 centimeters from the top and leave a big gap at the bottom, because the first part here you're actually going to push into the soil. You want to leave a gap so, you know, they're going to be able to slime their way up a little bit, and then the idea is they hit the copper tape here and then they can't get past that barrier. So I'm not going to claim to know the exact science behind slugs, snails and copper, but in my experience it just really works. I've read that once they slither their way up, their slime will create some sort of toxic reaction with the copper, which generates a sort of an electrical shock type effect. Oh, hello. I've read that the ideal size tape is about 3 centimeters, 30 millimeters, or about 1 inch wide. I have used tape that is about half the size before, and then I tend to do a double barrier around the edge. So just see what works for you. Just experiment and explore. That's how I do everything and how I figure everything out. So I'm going to peel the tape off and then just pop it on. No, it's not really rocket science. if I can do it, then anybody can do it. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. It's really easy, simple, and yeah, good luck.